Welcome to the Seller Roundtable e-commerce coaching and business strategies with Andy Arnott and Amy Wees.
What are some basic requirements for getting started? You mentioned you buy hundreds or even thousands of products. So I'm thinking, oh man, I need a warehouse. I need like a lot of stuff. Like, can I do this out of my house? Like, what are the basic requirements for getting started in wholesale?
Sure. So oddly enough, I've never seen my wholesale inventory. I do and use prep centers. So they handle all that for me. I don't need to worry about it. Now, when you're getting started, that's a good way to go. As you really scale out the system, now it makes more sense to have a warehouse because fixed versus variable costs, all that comes later. In terms of what you need a resale permit. That's just something you get in your state based off the EIN number of your LLC, right? Most of your brands are going to require that to not charge you sales tax. That's all it is. Got to have it. It's free, super easy. It's like a day to get it. That obviously you need a little bit of money and a credit card. Most suppliers actually want to use a credit card. I actually don't have any that want me to do a wire transfer, although that's obviously an option there. That's kind of it, to be honest. You need that, and you need the time and the focus to be able to call suppliers. What is vastly different in retail arbitrage, private label, and wholesale is within wholesale, what we really do is B2B sales. It's really uncomfortable for a lot of people. It's simple, not easy. Simple in the sense of you source great products, you call the brands, you negotiate, you get the accounts, you get great pricing, and you're good to go. It's hard in the sense of you're going to get some rejections. And a lot of people are not used to that. And in terms of the money, because we kind of touched on that for a second, you don't need tens of thousands of dollars. When I started, I had $1,500. That's what I had allotted for wholesale. That was it. The MOQs, or the minimum order quantities, are not as high as you would think. I rarely see them over $500. It's either going to be in terms of units or dollars. I typically find dollars are more prevalent, but you don't need a lot. The cool thing is, and I've done this, I've tested it with other sellers that have gotten started from scratch, you can have 6 to 10 SKUs and do 6 figures at least annually in wholesale revenue. Like, you don't need a lot, but just because you can move, let's say, 1,000 units per month doesn't mean you have to buy 1,000 units per month. You just need to meet the MOQs, and those might be a case of 25. And so you don't need as much as you think you do.
Got it. So the main problem, I did some wholesale myself just to build out my own brand. As a private label seller, it's a good option to sell other brands that are in your same niche, and you can actually build out your store. And it's a great way to scale as a private label seller if you're not ready to add a bunch more new private label products yet. So I did some wholesale initially to do that, and I still have some of those products on my Amazon shelves. But the problem, I would say, is when you source a product through a wholesaler or through a brand, you buy a lot of that product and you might not be able to sell through it, and you certainly can't return it like you can if you're a retail arbitrage seller, right? You buy it and you're stuck with it. So, if those products come in and they're not the quality that you wanted, and they come into a prep center, and so you definitely want to be aware that if you have an MOQ of $500 and you make those purchases, you want to make sure you do your research, because you can't return them. If they come in damaged, you might be able to get a little bit of a refund or something like that. But you definitely want to make sure that whatever it is that you're sourcing, you are sourcing larger quantities. So just like private label, you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for live Q&A and bonus content after the recording at SellerRT13. Sponsored by the ultimate software tool for Amazon sales and growth, SellerSEO.com and AmazingAtHome.com.